So today we will continue our lecture with CSS icons. What are CSS icons? There are basically various icons which can be embedded in our HTML page. Okay, so there are various libraries which are providing the icons. You don't need to install or download the particular library. You just need to paste a link of that particular library and put the selected icons in your the selected icons code in your HTML page, and then the layout of that layout of that icon will be present on your website. Okay, so suppose how do we do that? Okay, so let's see. Suppose we'll create okay, suppose we want to use our font awesome icons. Okay, so we'll go to two ways are there. Okay, you can use the font awesome icons here. Suppose you can get from here. Okay, start for free, and you have to give your email address. Okay, in your particular email address, font awesome will send you a kit code. Okay, that you have to paste on your HTML page. Okay, a link is given. Okay, so you have to paste on your HTML page that link. Okay, now we'll use our demo kit code. Okay, suppose we'll use a demo kit code. Okay, suppose here a demo kit code is provided. See here it is written script src equals to this code your code.js. This is the kit code. Okay, here we have given a kit code. Okay, so you will use this. Okay, so you'll copy this and paste it in our HTML page. You will not give this link, your font awesome icons will not work. Okay, so suppose we are taking a cloud icon. Okay, so we'll copy this and we'll paste onto our page. Okay, so how does the font awesome icon look like? See, I we are initializing it with I. Okay, I, then we are giving a class. Okay, this class is only the icon. Okay, can be identified by its class name. Okay, see here the icon is cloud. Okay, fa cloud. Okay, so let's save it and refresh it. See, now our cloud has came. Okay, so there are various icons. Suppose we'll use car icon. Okay, we'll copy it and we'll paste it. Okay, now I'll save it and refresh our page. See, now our car icon is present here. Okay, so various icons are there. Suppose you can also visit to the icon reference, means a list of icons will be appeared. See, a list of icons appeared here. Okay, see, various icons are present, so you can choose any of them according to your choice. Okay, so here we have been provided with this link. Okay, suppose we'll remove this link. Okay, suppose we'll remove this link and we'll save it. Then we'll refresh our page and see our icons is gone. Okay, so it is compulsory to paste this link. Then only our font awesome icons will work. Okay. Okay. Now we are provided with this library. Now another library is bootstrap icons. Okay, we can also use bootstrap icons. We have to, like font awesome, we have to paste this bootstrap link. Okay, it is also compulsory. You just have to paste the link. You don't need to download and install the bootstrap. Okay, suppose we'll save it. We'll save it. Okay, now we have pasted the link. Now we'll use some of the bootstrap icons. Okay, suppose here we are taking user icon. Okay, we are taking user icon. Now we'll refresh it. See, our user icon has come. Okay, so like this you can also use bootstrap icons. Okay, you have to remember this name if you want to, if you don't want to look in this icon list. Okay, so you have to use. You can also type bootstrap icons. Get like need to download. Okay, suppose here we aren't getting icons. Okay, you see here you can use any icon. So there are a list of bootstrap icons. Okay, suppose we want to, like, we have used font awesome icons, we have used bootstrap icons. Now one more is there. One is, that is Google icons. Okay, in this case also you have to paste a link, this link. Okay, Google icons are generally called as material icons. Okay, so suppose we'll paste this link here and we'll use any of the material icons. Okay, suppose we'll use an attachment icon. Okay, so we'll use it here. We'll save it, and then we'll refresh our page. See, now our attachment icon is inserted in our document. Okay, so like this you can use all the three libraries. Okay, you have to paste a link here and you can use all the icons that is present inside that library. Okay, you don't have to install or download. Okay, just paste a link. Okay, you can also search for material icons here. Material icons. Yes. Here you will get all the material icons. Okay. See, suppose we want to use this. Okay, then go here and you will get a code. See, this code. You just have to copy it, and class equals to material icons, and then you have to paste it, paste in here, and just save it. That particular icon will be inserted in your, see, description. Icon is inserted in our document. Okay, so like this you can use any of the icons that is present in that library. Okay, so you have multiple, like you have a lot of options, lot of icons are present here. Okay, you can use any one of these. Okay, so you have three libraries, you can use any one of them. Okay, you can also use Google icons. Okay, now we'll learn how to position our elements. Suppose here in our website by default our elements are placed in the at the left side, okay, by default. So we can also change its position. How can we change its position? So let's see. Okay. Suppose we'll create a new page. Okay, there are five methods for like positioning an element. Okay, one is static, second is relative, third is sticky, then absolute, and then fixed. Okay, so there are five methods which can for which we can position our elements. Okay, suppose here we'll give a title as positioning elements. Okay, so suppose first is relative. Okay, first is relative. Suppose static. First is static. Second is relative. Third is absolute. Fourth is fixed. Fifth is sticky. Okay, so we'll go one by one. Okay, suppose first we'll take static. Okay, suppose we'll create a div here and uh, suppose study static element. Okay, this static styling is the default. Okay, is here you can see this is the default static positioning. Okay. So this static positioning is the default. Okay, so we can suppose style it like give a class static. So we can target it. Static position static. Suppose we'll give a border, give a solid border. So it is always positioned relative to the like it is always positioned like its default positioning is our static position. Okay. Suppose we'll give a left of 50 pixels. So we'll save it and we'll go to our page 13 HTML. Okay. See, this is a static element we have given a left. Yeah. See, here we have given a left of 50 pixels. So here you can see there is no spacing on to the left because we have positioned our div as static. Okay, suppose we want this to adjust the position according to the layout of the page. Okay, suppose we want to make this page a relative position. Okay, so this div can adjust according to the page. Okay, so we have to give, suppose we'll copy this. Suppose okay, and we'll give a relative class. This is a relative element. Will also give relative. And we'll give here a position of relative. Okay, all things will be same. Okay, see, this styling is only a changes. We have changed the position to static, and we have changed the position to relative. Okay. Now see the difference. See, we haven't like just a minute. We'll save it. See, it is positioned according to the layout of the page. It is positioned 30 pixel from the left, 30 pixel away from the left. Okay, so it is not working in our static positioning. It is working in our relative positioning, because it is in relative positioning. This div is positioned according to the layout of the page. Okay, this layout, this window is your relative, uh, like your relative window, means it will be this div will anything that will be positioned relative, it will be positioned relative to this window. Okay, suppose we want we also want here, suppose we'll remove this and we'll create another div of absolute. Okay, like we'll give and give an absolute. Okay, here we can, okay, now we are giving this, like we are giving this div as an absolute class. Okay, so we'll position, will give like same styling. Okay, we'll change to absolute, change it to absolute. Okay, now see the difference. Okay, save it. See this position, suppose I will write something here. Okay, relative element. Suppose we have written this, will increase the size as 70 pixel, will give a color to that border. Okay, suppose we'll give any red border. Okay, now you'll see the difference. Okay, see this absolute element, here we have given a left of 70 pixels. Suppose I will give a 50 pixel only. Okay, see this distance, this from here, from this window and to this window, this is not 50 pixel, this is 50 pixel. So why this is placed like here, so much space is present here, this extra space, why is this extra space is present? Because we position the div as absolute, or anything, any element as absolute, and when we put the class as relative, when we put any element as relative, this absolute div will be positioned relative to that div. Okay, this absolute element is 50 pixel left from this relative element. Okay, here it is started, so this from here it will take this relative position. Okay, it will not take this browser as relative position, it will take this div as relative position, because we have given the property as relative to this div. Okay, so it will take this as a relative position. In this case, here the browser window is the relative position. This whole browser window is the relative position, so it is positioned 50 pixel left from this window. But in case of absolute positioning, when the particular element is relative, okay, so this absolute element will be positioned according to that relative element. Okay. Suppose we'll remove this relative positioning. Okay, we'll save it. See, now the relative positioning is our browser window. Okay, so if there is no relative element, okay, it will be placed relative to the browser window. But if there is a relative element, okay, relative property, okay, suppose here we have given relative, okay, now it will be placed according to this div, okay, this relative position, it will be considered the relative position of this element. Okay, now we'll take one more example. Okay, suppose for now we'll comment it. Okay, now suppose like we want to insert like any, like we want to insert an image. Okay, like we want to insert an image here. Okay, and then we want to like position the text into that well, image. Okay, suppose we refresh it, something is wrong here, I haven't saved it. Okay, now it is gone. Suppose we are taking a div. Okay, then we'll insert an image. Okay, any image. Okay, suppose we are taking our book.jpg. Give this image. Okay, and then we'll give here any, we'll write any image. Okay, any text we'll write. Okay, suppose refresh it. See, now our top text is coming here. We want to insert this top text into this image. We want to position anywhere onto this image. Okay, now it, this text is positioned relative to the browser window. We want to position it relative to the this image, relative to this image. Okay, so we have to like, here we have taken our image. Okay, so we have wrapped it inside, suppose we wrap it inside a div. We have wrapped it inside a container class. Okay, now we'll make this container class a relative position. Okay, now we have made this container class a position, our position relative, and then we'll suppose we'll give it a class name, then we'll style it according to it. Text will give a positioning of absolute. Okay, now we have to, suppose we save it. Okay, now refresh it. Okay, see, now our text is not inserted into this image. Why? We have given this position as relative, this container as relative, and we have given this text as absolute. But why this text is not inserting in this image? Because we haven't given this text any position here. Okay, we have to position it. When you are giving an absolute position, this like you have to mention the distance. Okay, you have to, like, suppose I'm positioning the image, the positioning the text as left 30 pixel and top 30 pixel. Okay, from top it will be placed 30 pixel and from left it will be placed 30 pixel. Okay, we'll refresh it. See, now our text is positioned according to this image, from top 30 pixel and from left 30 pixel. Okay, so you can also reduce the width and height of the image. Okay, you can also give, like, right. When you are giving this left, you don't have to give right. When you are giving top, you can also give right or bottom property here. Okay, you can also give top, left, right, bottom property. Okay, there are four positions. You can give all the four positions value here. Okay, suppose we'll copy the same. For now, we'll comment out this. We'll paste this. Okay, we want to position this image as absolute. Here we have position our text as absolute, but now we want to make our image as absolute. We want to position our image as absolute. Okay, so suppose we'll remove this div. We'll also remove this div. We'll replace it by a, suppose, uh, long text. Okay, and suppose I will comment the styling. Okay, now we want to position our image as absolute, so we'll target image and we'll position it as absolute. Okay, now we want to place it like left 30 pixel. Okay, so I am not giving any relative position, so it will be position relative to the normal browser of the window, normal screen size. Okay, so suppose let's save it. See, here you can see our this image is, suppose we'll give an image width and height. Okay, suppose we'll give a width of 50 pixel, of 50 pixel, and a height of 50 pixel. So it will make our image smaller. Okay, a little big. Suppose we'll give 100 pixel, so you can understand clearly. Okay, so you can see this uh, image is floating above the text. Okay, suppose we want to, like, we want to uh, like we want to overflow the text. Okay, we want to put this as a background, this image as background. Okay, so how can we do this? Okay, so there is one z index property. Okay, you have to, the default z index is 1, like this z index here of this text is 1. Okay, so you have to give the image z index property as -1, so it will go beneath the text. Okay, the text will overflow and it will act as background image. Okay, suppose here we'll give that index as -1. and refresh it. See, now the image is acting as background image, and this text is above the image. Okay, so the default z index of any text or any element is 1. Okay, if we want to put it as background, okay, we want to will will place the z index as -1. Okay, if we'll put here z index as 2, okay, here we'll put z index as 2, it will be above the text. Okay, the image will come above the text. Okay, but here we are we have given this text as will target this text. Okay, and then here we'll give z index as 3, then see what happens. Okay, see, nothing happens because the default is z index is 1. You are giving the z index as 2. Okay, so the text will go, the image will be above the text. Okay, will come above the text. Okay, like this. Okay, if you want to put it as background image, you can give less than 1 z index. Okay, you can also give any like 0.999999. It should be less than 1. Okay, see, now when we refresh it, suppose I will here, when we give this, it is not working. So here, in order to put this image as background image, you have to give this as -1. Okay, we'll refresh it. See, now the text is above the image. Okay, so we have studied 3 positions. We have studied static positioning, we have studied relative positioning, and we have studied absolute positioning. Okay, always keep in mind this relative positioning is like the element is positioned relative to the browser window. Okay, and when the element is positioned absolute, it will be positioned uh, relative position. It will be positioned according to the relative position of the element or the relative position of the browser window. Okay, if there is relative positioning of element is done, then it will be positioned relative to that position. Okay, now there is like, and we have also studied z index property. Okay, in order to bring the image as background, you can put the z index as -1 or -2. It should be less than 1. Okay, the default is 1. Okay, this text z index is 1, so you have to give a smaller value in order to keep the image as background, keep the image in background. Okay, then we'll study uh, position fixed. Okay, suppose here we'll add another div. Suppose we'll study the fixed element. Okay, so we can also fix the element in a particular position. Okay, suppose we'll give a class as fixed. Okay, now we can give the style this particular class will give the position as fixed. Suppose we'll save it. Okay, we have given the position fixed, and when we'll refresh it, now our element is not fixed. We are we haven't given any position to this element. Okay, so first we'll give and give a position. Suppose we'll give first a border. Okay, right. Okay. Then we'll give, suppose here we'll give top 30 pixel and from right 40 pixel. Okay, so here we have fixed this uh, class, this div class. We have fixed this div class. Okay, we will also give a width of 100 pixel and a height of, okay, suppose we have given the styling to our fixed element, this div. Okay, when you refresh it, see here we'll give 100 pixel. Okay, it is not visible. Okay, see we have fixed this element. Okay, when we'll scroll down the page, it will be fixed here only. It will not be positioned according to the relative to the browser window. It will be fixed here only. Suppose we don't have a scrolling page. Okay, suppose we'll add we'll add add a para in order to scroll the page. We'll add various paras like in order to I think this should be enough. Okay, so let's suppose save it. It is not enough. Okay, this should be enough. Okay, see when we scroll down the page, okay, this element is fixed from the top. Okay, from top it is 100 pixel and from right it is 30 pixel. So it is always fixed. See, it is always fixed from the top position and the left position. So this is our fixed element. In our absolute positioning or fixed positioning, sorry, in our fixed positioning you have to give this, like you have to position your element. Okay, from where you have to position the image, like top, from top or from right. Okay, you can also give a bottom and left positioning. Okay, one more is there, one is sticky. Okay, suppose we'll add a sticky here only. Well, here we'll add a sticky, give a class as sticky, and then we'll put our text as sticky element. Okay. So here we have given our class as sticky, and we have provided a text as sticky element. So we'll target this. Suppose we'll copy this and we'll paste this. We'll change it to sticky and we'll remove this. And we'll give a position as top 0. Okay, so when we refresh it, see here our sticky element is now present. Okay, you are not able to see because these will give pixel solid red will increase the decrease the height as 50 pixel. Will suppose let's see we are given height of sorry 500 pixel. Okay, so this is our sticky element. Okay, on top of this, here you can't see here this is sticky element. Okay, like it will always be see this is sticky element. Okay, it will always be stick to the 0 pixel top. Here we have given top as 0 pixel, so it will always be stick to this position. Okay, so this is the sticky element. It will all you can also give suppose pixel and you will give 50 pixel. See it will be fixed 50 pixel from top. Okay, it will always be fixed from top 50 pixel from top. Okay, if you scroll down it will always be fixed stick to this position only. Okay, so, so these are 5 positions. Okay, uh, in which we can position our elements. This is the default static. This is the relative position. That means will position relative to the browser window. This is the absolute positioning. Means we can position absolute to the relative position. Means if there is a relative element, you can place this absolute element according to this relative element, or if you have not given any relative element, you can position according to the browser window. And then we have also studied about z index property. In order to bring the image above, you can give the high z index. If you want to put the image below the text, you can give a negative index property. The default is 1. If you want to put the image below the text, you can give a negative value. If you want to put above the text, you can give a higher value. Okay, then there comes position fixed. Okay, you can also fix the element. Like if you scroll down, it will be fixed to that position only. And this sticky. Okay, these two are same. Okay, you can fix or stick it with the element will be stuck to that position. Okay, now we'll know how to create a navigation bar. Okay, navigation bars are like inside that bar, the links are provided for easy access of the HTML pages like these. Suppose these are navigation bars. Okay, so inside a website like this, see these are navigation bars. So here it can be horizontal or it can be vertical. Okay, so any but navigation bars are there. Okay, so we'll go through it. Okay, suppose we'll create another page and here put our title as navigation bars. Just a minute. Navigation bars. Okay, so first we'll learn how to create our vertical navigation bar. Okay, so we'll create our like we'll create our links with the help of UL and li, unordered list and list items. Okay, so in this we'll provide a link. We provide a link by anchor tag. So ahref equals to href is an attribute. Here we can provide the uh, like path to that link. Okay, here I'm not giving any path. Okay, suppose we'll copy this. Okay, suppose I will provide three links. Okay, okay. I'm providing three links. Okay, here. So now these are vertical navigation bars. Okay, so we'll go to our page 14.html. I haven't. Just a minute. We'll remove this. Remove this. Give a navigation bar title. Okay. So we have provided this link. Some error is coming. So I think we have entered a wrong URL. Okay. Here. Okay. Okay. So we have put it inside image. Okay. So we'll put it outside the. We'll put it on page this. Here we'll put it on a folder. Okay. So we'll now refresh it. See, now our vertical navigation bar is shown here. Okay, now it kind of look ugly. Okay, so in order to remove this underline and this bullet points, we have to style it. Okay, so we'll apply an internal styling. Okay, we'll style the UL. Suppose we'll give this style type as none. It will remove all the bullet points that we have provided. Okay, let's save it. It removes all the bullet points. Now we have to remove this underline. Okay, so this underline, for removing this underline, it is this anchor tag. Okay, so we'll go in our li and then we'll target our anchor tag and we'll remove the underline by using the text decoration property to none. Okay, so we have removed this. Okay, so earlier I've told you this UL and LI is a block elements. So by default, some padding and margin is present there. Okay. So for removing that, you will give a margin as 0 and padding as 0 to remove that default margin and padding. Okay. When we'll refresh it, see now our padding and margin has gone. Okay. Suppose we want to add a background color to our UL. Okay. Suppose any background color. Suppose I will add Bollywood. Okay. Okay. I have inserted a background color. Now I will change the color to white. We have changed the color to white. Suppose we'll give a width to this particular. Suppose we'll give a 200 pixel. Okay, we'll give a width of to an ordered list a width of 200 pixel, and we'll add some padding to it. We'll add padding here. Okay, we want to add a padding of like 10 pixel. Okay, okay. Now there is some like suppose we'll inspect it. See, padding is present here. Okay, so we are not getting our padding. Okay, just this padding here we are getting. Why we are not getting our vertical padding? Because here the li is, we have to set our li anchor tag as display block. Okay, the a tag is inline element. Okay, we have to convert it to block element in order to give a vertical padding. Okay, see, now it is getting the required padding. See, as it is getting the required padding. We'll remove this, will not get any vertical padding here. Okay, because by default a tag is inline element, so we have to make the a tag. This will convert the display to block. Okay, we'll change the inline element to block. Okay, so this is our block element. Okay, suppose we can also apply hover on it. Suppose when we hover on to particular link, we can set the background color like set it to like gray. Okay, refresh it. See, now upon hovering, our background color gray is appearing. Okay, so like this is our vertical navigation bar. Okay, you can also increase the contents inside this vertical navigation bar. Okay, so in this way we can style our vertical navigation bar. Okay, we can like we can remove the bullet points by this. We can remove the margin and padding that is by default. Here we can also apply a background color to that UL. We can apply a width of to that element. See, this 200 pixel width is present here. We can remove the underline by text decoration property. We can give the font color. We can also apply a padding. Okay, suppose we'll not give here a block. Okay, suppose we're hovering on it now, so we'll refresh it. See, it is not acting properly because a here is inline element. Okay, so we, in order to work, we have to make our anchor tag a block element. Okay, so keep in mind this points. Okay, so now it is working properly. Okay, now we'll make a vertical. We have made a vertical navigation bar. Now we'll focus on horizontal navigation bar. Okay, because the horizontal navigation bar is common. Okay, suppose like we'll remove this styling property here. Okay, and we'll just add one more property here. Okay, to our li, because li is a block element. Suppose here suppose when we save it. Okay, remove this all the properties here. Okay, suppose when we remove this, see now this li is block element because it is taking the whole width of the window. Okay, in order to make a horizontal navigation bar, we have to make this li inline. We have to make this li inline. Now this is a block element. We have to make it an inline element. So we'll give our display as line. Okay, suppose we have saved it. See, now our horizontal bar is ready. Okay, so we have given the inline property. By default li is block, so we have to give display as inline in our li tag. Okay, suppose now we want to style it. Okay, so this is a simple horizontal bar. Okay, now we want to design it. Okay, suppose we'll like comment these out. Okay, now suppose okay, we have commented these out. Now let's see what will be our output. Okay, see this is not a horizontal navigation bar. Okay, this is a vertical navigation bar. Okay, so what we have to do here, we have to comment out these. Okay, and we will add a like in our li in our anchor tag will float it to left. Okay, will always float the anchor tag when making a horizontal bar. Will float the anchor tag to left. Okay, so all the like all our links will be floated to left. Means this home will be placed here, about us will be placed here, and gallery will be placed here. Suppose when we are we will refresh the page. See now nothing is present. Why? Because when we float our elements, we have to give the UL as will give the overflow property as hidden. Always keep this in mind. Okay. When we are floating the li, always give this property overflow property. We'll study this overflow property later in this course. Okay. So we'll give this overflow property as hidden. Okay. Then we'll refresh it. See now our horizontal bar is ready. So the elements are floated to the left. Okay, and see our block elements are now ready. Suppose we'll remove this block and we'll save it. We'll save it. We have removed the block property. Okay. Okay. Now see, it is working. Okay. Home about us gallery. Okay. Suppose we'll give a width of 200 pixel or 100 pixel. Now when we give a width of 100 pixel, see now it is coming down. Why? Because this space is not enough to adjust three links. Okay. So now when we give 300 pixel width, now we'll refresh the page. See now the space is enough to insert these three links into this navigation bar. Okay. So always keep in mind when we are floating the anchor tag to left, we'll always also study this float property later in this tutorial. Okay, so when we are floating the anchor tag to left, always or right, okay, float left or float right, you should always always overflow the UL to hidden. Okay, so always keep in mind these 2 points. Okay, so now we have learned how to make a horizontal navigation bar and a vertical navigation bar. Okay, so for today's lecture I am ending this lecture here for now. Okay, we'll continue further in our next lecture.